Ladies and gentlemen, Nevada Patriots, welcome. Good morning. My name is Steve Sanson, President of Veterans in Politics International. Before I continue, I must say, have a blessed and safe Memorial Day. Remember all Americans that gave their lives to preserve our way of life. There was a meeting before the Senate today on a bill that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Senate Bill 432. But I was contacted the night before to participate and discuss this bill in front of the Senate. You know, they moved the legislative building from Washington in North Las Vegas. And it wasn't Las Vegas, but going towards North Las Vegas Boulevard in Washington. Did you know they moved it to Amigo Street, not too far from Reed International Airport, up there by Warm Springs? Just to let you guys know, because there was a little confusion when I was going up there. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I promised a few folks that I was going to be at the legislative building to oppose Senate Bill 432, and I failed to do that. Unforeseen circumstances. But I don't usually fail like that, so you know that it has to be something that I couldn't help. But for that, I want to apologize to the folks that showed up there and oppose SB432. Stephanie Phillips and Alex Falcone. So I just wanted to put that out there. But with that said, now I'd like to discuss this bill that made it out of the Nevada Assembly and the Nevada Senate. And it actually goes back to the Assembly Judiciary. I mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot to hide that want this bill passed. And I'm going to break down this whole bill to you so you could have a full understanding of what this bill entails and how it's going to affect your life moving forward. This is a very, very bad bill. Okay. And I don't know what people were thinking when they put it together and vote on it. Just bear with me. SB432 is a gag order in disguise, and we're not having it. I sit here before you today, not just as a citizen, not just as someone who cares about transparency and justice, but as a proud member of Veterans in Politics International. And let me tell you, I've been with Veterans in Politics for 21 years. And I have come across some very, very nice people. I have met a lot of good friends from Veterans in Politics, a lot of politicians. But the men and women that helped me with Veterans in Politics, like the Jim Jonases, back in the day was the Don Woolbrights, Frank Friends, Robert Madoff, Christina Ortiz, Leo DiCasio, and Mark Jonas, Steve Jonas, Andre Haynes, Ron Quince. The list could go on and on and on. Timothy Treffinger, Stephanie Phillips. It's a long list of people that have helped me along the way in Veterans in Politics. It's not just me. I have some really, really good people that care about their country, that care about their community. And let me tell you about family court. I've been at family court really pounding since 2016. And I'm just telling you, that everything that we have accomplished, they just want to push it back into the yesteryears again, start from scratch. But we're not new to this fight, okay? We have lobbied on different bills for family court. We have protested, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen times in front of the family court there on Pecos and Bonanza. Because of our actions, we've been sued, and we've won those lawsuits. We've been sued a few times for family court, let me tell you. And we've won those lawsuits thanks to great attorneys out there like Annette Levy, Maggie McLetchie, Adam Breeden. The list goes on and on and on. Tim Treffinger. I just have to thank all those folks that have helped and help with those lawsuits, because it's not easy going after corruption, folks. People want to take you down. They want to isolate you. They want to discredit you. They want to do whatever they can do to make sure that they push their own agenda forward and to keep you in the dark. We've built YouTube channels, and let me tell you, the YouTube channels get a lot of views. Just go to YouTube, put Veterans in Politics in there, and a YouTube channel will come out with thousands of court cases. And you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed what happens in that courtroom. It's very intriguing, and it's very, very sad at the same time. Sometimes there are happy moments, but it's very, very limited. You really need to know what happens in the courtroom. So we got a YouTube channel. We've had contracts with Court Camp, Court TV. Some of the videos went national for good reason, because it's them saying it, not hearsay. And that's what they want you to go back to, hearsay, instead of you have the real video. That's like taking the body cameras off of cops. Sad. But we've also had our talk show, and we've put hundreds of litigants on, and we have tell their story. They have tell their story. We have given them a voice. We have given them a platform, and there are other things that Veterans of Politics have done. We've created a self-help book, How to Maneuver Through Nevada's Family Court System. It teaches you how to, your custody, your visitation, your divorce, it just shows you how to do everything, how to file complaints against judges, how to file complaints against attorneys, which there is no book out there that's going to tell you how to do that. But this book does. Go to Amazon and put my name, Steve Sanson, and it'll pop right on out. And we've done that at cost, because we just want you to have the knowledge, because 65 plus litigants in family court are pro se. That means they represent themselves. So you need some type of guidelines. I've been on the phone hundreds of hours talking to litigants about their cases. We do all this because we believe in exposing corruption, defending our Constitution, and protecting the vulnerable. And we're here to raise hell about Nevada Senate Bill 432. This bill is a direct assault on the First Amendment. It's a direct assault on the First Amendment. Let me break it down viciously, clearly, and with no apology. Folks, this is a bad bill. Number one, discretionary closure of family court proceedings. Let me ask you this. What happens in the dark? And what happens in the dark is injustice, abuse, and corruption. SB432 hands judges unchecked power to close family courtrooms under the vague excuse of a compelling interest. No clear guidelines, no accountability. Just trust us. Trust us. We're the judges. Trust us. But we have seen what happens when we blindly trust the system. Families torn apart. Children used as leverage. Attorneys and judges abusing their discretion with no public oversight. There already is no oversight in family court except for groups like Veterans in Politics, our Nevada judges. I mean, other than that, what do you have on a consistent basis? You know, you have these overnight organizations, they'll pop up and they'll, yeah. And they last a week or two. You know, our Nevada judges and Veterans in Politics have been around for years. So, and we've been doing this for years, and our Nevada judges goes into the courtroom and put it on, you know, high definition camera. So we're trying to educate the public on this. Okay. This isn't about protecting the children. They're going to dumb it up and say this bill is about protecting the children. This bill is about protecting attorneys and the court from scrutiny. It's about silencing those who've been wronged, especially the ones who dared to speak out. Many litigants came on our show and they spoke out against attorneys and judges, marshals. They don't like that. They don't like that. So now they're using this bill to stop all that. Number 2, sealing and redaction of court records. They want to let judges seal your case records based on a compelling interest, which usually just means it makes me look bad. You know, I had Jennifer Abrams, a family attorney, send an email to Judge Jennifer Elliott and tell her to take down a courtroom video that I put up. Not because it's about the children. Not because it's personal information about a custody and visitation. Only because it puts her in a bad light. I have that email. Jennifer Elliott sent it to me when she was trying to tell me to take down the video, or Judge Elliott at the time. So these are the things they're trying to hide, folks. Because of videos, Rena Hughes, remember her? Remember Rena Hughes? Who chastised that 11, 12-year-old child? Chastised her with locking her up in child haven. It's like a jail. Because of the courtroom video, there was an investigation that the Judicial Discipline Commission had no choice but to investigate her, because, you know, you send the Judicial Discipline Commission a complaint, they turn around and they tell you they either don't have jurisdiction or the statute runs out or blah, blah, blah. They will tell you whatever they have to tell you for you not to have your investigation on a certain judge. Same goes for the state bar. They try to get out of it. These entities, folks, Judicial Discipline Commission is made up of what? A couple lawyers and people appointed by the governor, and probably the state bar have something to do with that. You know, the Supreme Court, probably sometimes they try to put a Supreme Court justice on there, but I haven't seen one yet. But I just wanted to bring that up. I just want you folks to realize what's going on with these things. Let's talk about, this is a systematic censorship. Once you lose access to the records, you lose access to the truth. You can't prove abuse of power. You can't fight back. You can't even tell your own story. So they're making it against the law to talk about your own family court case. How can we advocate for reforms in the family court if we're denied the evidence that reform is even needed? You know, Veterans in Politics has filed complaints backed by hard public records. We've exposed judges, attorneys, and guardian ad litems. We have handed a platform to the very people this bill would silence. And this bill is a direct attack on our work. I mean, we try to clear up the family court system, and nobody pays us to do this. We're doing it because love of community, because what happens in the family court system is, I mean, there are happy moments in there. Don't get me wrong. And there's some good judges out there. Don't get me wrong. But those bad ones, they really screwed up for the good ones. And that's why we have endorsement interviews, to get rid of bad judges. You know, it's one of the reasons. And to expose them so you, the public, could see them before you go to the voting booth. They're trying to make it a felony for sharing your own story, for sharing your own family court case. Now listen to this insanity, okay? SB432 makes it a felony, a felony, to post or share personal identifying information from your own case. They're trying to make it a Class D felony. Grand theft auto and fraud is in the same category. So you're going to be in the same category, grand theft auto and fraud, if you talk about your family court case. Little Mickey peed his pants. Whoop, jail time. That's what happens. So I hope everybody get this. Not someone else's story. It's your own personal experience, your own family court matter. You would be charged with a felony, a Class D, if you talk about your own family court case. This is what this bill offers to you. Okay? You might even slip up. You're still going to jail. If you talk about your abuse, your child's wrongful removal, your court-appointed nightmare, and suddenly you are the criminal. This is North Korea level censorship. It's not just unconstitutional. Folks, this bill is un-American. They say it's to protect privacy. We say it's to bury the truth. You know, Veterans in Politics have been on the front lines of this fight for years. Not because it's easy, because it's necessary. We stood with victims. We put cameras in front of court corruption. We have done on-camera endorsement interviews you could see and learn about the candidates that are running for the seats or want to maintain their seat. We brought real stories to life, unfiltered and raw, so Nevadans could see what's really going on in family court. I could honestly tell you, before 2016, and I'm not trying to pat our backs, but before 2016, you wasn't hearing too much about family court, were you? It wasn't even on social media. Okay. But when veterans and politics got involved in 2016 moving forward, now all of these family court pages and stuff come up. People are more in tune with family court. And I say, if we've done that, just that, to get people involved, to get people motivated, we have done our job. We've done our job. Because that's one of the missions, to get people involved. Because this could be your family in the future. You just don't know. You young folks out there don't know, if you're going to get married, have kids and not get married, whatever the case might be. You don't know. You people that are married, you don't know what's going to happen. You might see your wife, Jenny, out there cheating on you and you're like, hell, I got to go. You don't know. Things happen. People change. So if you can't do it for yourself, do it for others as well. You don't know what's going to happen in your life. This bill wants to muzzle us. They want to criminalize our voices. What are we going to do? We say, hell no. We won't be silenced. We won't stop fighting. And we won't let Nevadans become a state where government is shrouded in secrecy and the people's lives in fear of their own courts. There's a lot of people that are already nervous about going to court, that it's some of them say they develop PTSD from it, but it's a challenge. And then you're going to add, what are you going to add on there? The felony? Make it a felony to talk about your own family court case? If this makes your blood just boil, that's great. That means you're awake. That means you care. That means you need to call your state senator, email your assembly person, show up, speak out, tell them, I oppose SB432. I support transparency. I support free speech. I support justice. We didn't serve this country just to watch the Constitution get shredded from the bench, did we? Keep in mind, this bill violates our U.S. Constitution, Amendment 14, Nevada Constitution, Article 1, Section 9, liberty of speech and press, violates due process. Not only is this bill bad, not only is this bill silence you and blind you and shield you from what happens in family court that are taxpayers' dollars pay for it. They're trying to keep you away from what you're paying for and not know anything that happens in the courtroom. Is sad. It really sad. And the judges and the attorneys that condone this, you have something to hide. Either you don't know the law, you're just stupid on the law, you have a bad temper, you have no filter, or you're just a bad, vindictive person that just doesn't like somebody that appearing before you because of many reasons. Maybe they file motions too much. Maybe you don't like the way their hair looks. Maybe you just don't like them for whatever bias you might have. And you don't want the cameras to capture that. You want to keep the public silence. And you attorneys out there, the bad ones that ripping people off and doing all kinds of stuff to your clients and taking their money and not doing your job. You also want this bill because you don't want public scrutiny, especially if you want to run for a judge or you want to keep some type of class or power. You want to maintain customers and clients. You want to be shielded as well. You don't want these cameras on you in the courtroom courtroom, you want to be able to seal cases because you want to act like a jerk to your client or to opposing counsel or to the judge for that matter. Folks, open up your eyes, man. This is why they want this bill to go up and pass. They want to silence you. They want to shield the public from knowing their nonsense so they could keep getting elected. And these are judges I'm talking about. And district court judges out there in family court, a lot of you that are bad, that don't deserve to be on the bench, you want this bill to pass because you want to keep doing what you're doing, because you want to keep getting elected. And that means more to you than the people that come before you, some of you. You know, that's what you want. So you want this bill, you know, and I hope that many people come out in 2026 because every single family court seat is up for grabs. I say that again. Every single family court seat is up for grabs. So if you know good attorneys that have 15 years of practice in law, let them know. Run for that seat. Encourage people. Run for those seats. Get those bad judges out of the 8th Judicial District, Clark County Family Court. And if anybody don't know who the bad judges are, go to veteransinpolitics.org. It's on their site. They'll pop up. Or give any one of our members a call if you know them. They'll tell you. Or call myself. 702-283-8088. My name is Steve Sanson. My email is VIPIpresident@cs.com. Victor India Papa India President @charliesam.com. So go on the website, call me. But, you know, I just want to put this out there and let you guys know. You know, I have no dealings in family court. So this is not something I'm doing for me. And my baby is should be 17 in June. So hey, no kids for me. I'm worried about you people. You people. I'm worried about you. This bill is going to screw with you. So here I am doing my part as a concerned citizen. Do your part. Call up your legislature. Call up your state senator. And you tell them. You don't ask them. You tell them. Vote no on SB432. Thank you for listening. Steve Sanson, President, Veterans in Politics International, President of Nevada Veterans Association, host of the Veterans in Politics talk show, President of VIPI Consultant LLC. And come on, folks. And judges out there, if you want somebody that's hungry, an organization that's hungry, that would do whatever to make sure you win, if they believe in you, contact Stephanie Phillips or myself, because we have VIPI Consultant LLC. And if you're a good candidate, judge, or an attorney seeking judge, we'll take you on as a client. And don't let these people out there say, hey, don't go with them, because they'll tell you that. You won't get no money, you won't get this, and they'll threaten you and they'll try to scare you, because that's what they do. And if you believe them, don't come to us. Okay? Because we don't want weak-minded individuals behind our bench. We want somebody that's standing up, especially if they could stand up for themselves. That's who we want behind that bench. Someone with conviction, that's fair, knowledgeable, that's even-keeled, that doesn't care who they come before them, but cares about what's in the document let the evidence speak for itself, and make a fair ruling. And don't take children away unnecessarily from good parents. Don't do that. Don't hit mom or dad who's broke and barely could feed themselves with thousands of dollars in attorney's fees and costs for no good reason. Don't do that, And I really feel for those litigants that haven't seen your children for such a long time, and some that don't even know where their children are. I really feel for you. And ones that get hit with really, really bad child support and hardly making anything and can't even afford to, transport your child for visitation because you don't have gas money or food in the fridge. I really feel for you. I feel for all of you. That's why I'm doing this, to help you. And we need to kill that SB432 bill. Please call your senator, call your assembly person, tell them, do not pass that bill. Even call the lieutenant governor and call the governor's office. Tell them, don't pass this bill. Thank you so much.